If you want to grow on Instagram, but it just doesn't seem to be working, you've been showing up, you've been posting, but it's just not growing fast enough, you're probably focused on the wrong metrics. And I know this because I was for 6 years until I really learned how to dissect the data and understand what was working for me to grow, for me to convert followers into clients. For many years, I focused on shares, saves, and views. And although those are important metrics, those aren't the top metrics to focus on if you actually want to grow. I really dedicated myself to analyzing my numbers, and this is my tracking system. You can do this digitally as well. This is when everything changed for me. I started to focus on metrics that actually matter and that actually grow. And this is, in my opinion, the top 4 KPIs you need to be looking at. So number 1 is non-follower reach. You're not going to be able to get new followers if you can't reach more people that aren't following you already. Non-follower reach is super important. 80% or above. If it is not reaching 80% or more non-follower reach, then you have an opportunity there to fix your topics, to reposition them, because they're not interesting enough to enough people, and therefore it's not reaching more than 80%. In addition to that, your skip rate needs to be low so that people make it past the first 3 seconds so that the video actually moves. If nobody is making it past the first 3 seconds, then the video is going to die and it's not going to get pushed to new people. Your skip rate should be less than 40%. Ideally, it should be 30% or less. That would be elite. But if it's above 40%, the number one thing you need to focus on is fixing your hook. So what are you saying in the first 3 seconds? What is the title on the screen? And those also should not match, in my opinion. The title and then what you're verbally saying, those should be different because it keeps people engaged and curious as to where the video is going to go. So the title should spark curiosity. Typically, a title that has a negative spin on it and an identity call out does well. And then whatever you're verbally saying, that should be interesting enough with the title to make them want to continue to watch the video. You should infuse your personality too, because I know some of you are just kind of regurgitating things. Even if you have a solid hook and title, if energetically you're kind of like, blah, monotone, may not work for you. Work on the energy. So we've got non-follower reach, 80% or above. We have skip rate, 40% below. And then looking at how many followers you gained per reel. Okay. And then identifying the patterns between which ones are actually getting you followers and which ones are reaching high percentage of non-followers, which ones have a low skip rate. These are your top 3 metrics that you are going to focus on. The 4th one that you're going to focus on is your average watch time, and more specifically, your retention percentage. I made the shift to make all of my videos around 30 seconds or less because I was seeing that I was keeping a viewer on a video for about 11 seconds. So if I have somebody on a video for 11 seconds and the total length of that video is 30 seconds, then I'm close to 50%. You want to get as close to 50% as possible. So if you have the ability to keep somebody on a video for 30 seconds, you make it 60 seconds, fine. But that is really hard to do with short form. So if you're not that interesting and if you just don't have the ability to keep them that long, then just do yourself a favor and make the video shorter, because then you'll have better retention. Those are your top 4 metrics for growth. If you focus on these and just lock in and start to identify patterns with all of these metrics being the core focus, I promise you, you will grow your account. This is exactly what I did in December to take my account from 8,000 followers to 19,000. And I did that within, a couple of months now. So this is entirely possible for you to do too if you're focusing on the right numbers. Inside of my free school community, I break all of this down in detail, and you can access all of my spreadsheets. You can print them or you can use them digitally, whichever you prefer. But I have it all broken down in there and exactly how I strategize on my topics based on what the numbers are telling me.